Pay attention to your surroundings.
Situational awareness is being able to pay attention when you're shopping, when you're at gas stations, when you're at home, when you're at restaurants, and when you're also traveling.
And then why do you put your keys in your dominant hand if you're carrying a gun? And if you're carrying a gun, why is that gun in your purse? So you don't have enough time to make it to the gun range. Or maybe the cost of ammo was just too high. Look no further. The system that I use to get my dry fire reps in at home is the Laser Strike Dry Fire Laser Target System. What this is a magnetic target system with a retractable lens, so when the laser hit it, it does not reflect and hit your eye. It also comes with a stand. If you can't sit it on a stand or don't want to sit it on a stand, don't worry. It comes with a tab that you can hang on the wall, and it also mounts on anything that's magnetic. You get a 9mm dry fire laser cartridge. You get 2 magnets with 3M tabs, which you can virtually stick onto anything. You also get these cool rings that go inside of your retractable magnet target, which allows for you to focus on tighter grouping by making your target go from 3 inch to 1 inch. The Laser Strike training system is compatible with the Laser Hit application, which can be downloaded on any device. It is also compatible with the SIRT pistol. So if you have a SIRT pistol, you can also use this with your SIRT pistol. Get your Laser Strike system today at laserstrikesystems.com. Make sure to enter the promo code AOT0315 and receive a 10% discount. The link will be in the description below. What's up, everybody? This is your host, Deverick Woodfork, with All Out Tactical Firearms Training and Education, and I'm here with my co-host,
Wayne Brown with Fight Back Firearms Training, and this is
We Stay Ready Podcast,
and this is episode number 2.
Today, we're going to talk about situational awareness, something that everybody needs to have that could prevent you from being the next victim to a violent crime.
Situational awareness is being able to pay attention when you're shopping, when you're at gas stations, when you're at home, when you're at restaurants, and when you're also traveling.
You know, a lot of people think that situational awareness just mean when they out and about. You know, but I just heard you say when you're at home. You know, when you're at home is one of the main vulnerable spots, or the main times when you're really vulnerable.
You're vulnerable in those situations when you get home and you drop your guard. When you get home and you decide, you know, I've made it home. This is my safe space. And so when you get there, you start to get complacent.
Man, you know, so sometimes I tell my wife, you know, if you breastfeeding the baby, let's say I'm gone, right? But my wife may be at home breastfeeding the baby. I tell her, you know, I ask her rather, where's your gun? Sometimes she tell me, oh, baby, it's put up. You know, if I need to go get to it, I can get to it. And then there's a lot of people that think like that. But what if somebody just come booming through your door right there while you at home, you know, breastfeeding your child or doing whatever it is you got to do? You may be cooking a meal late night or during the evening for dinner. You know, so having situational awareness at home is real important too.
A lot of people think that once I get home, I don't have to carry this weapon on me. I can put it in a biosafe, and I can decide that I want to just take it off because it's been uncomfortable all day. It's been in 3 o'clock position. It's been digging in my skin. And so they want to take it off so they can just get a little relief. But here's the thing. When you get home, crime doesn't stop at that point. You know, home invasions happen. And when those home invasions happen, if you decide that you want to take your weapon off of you once you get home, then you set yourself up for failure.
You know, it's being complacent. You know, too often. I was in the store one day and I heard a guy say, well, my license to carry, in some states it's called a CCW permit, but a guy was telling me how his license to carry had expired and he wasn't going to renew it because he had never been in a situation to where he had to use his gun. You know, and to me, that is a vulnerable, naive mindset, because when to me, when stuff tends to happen, is when you the most comfortable. You're the most relaxed. You're the most just chill. You ain't got nothing on your mind. You may think it's all good. But those are the times when stuff happen. And those are the times, to me, when you should have more of a heightened situational awareness than anything.
Well, on those situations, I feel like you should. A lot of us get to that point where we're complacent about could something really happen, because we've never had a situation to go down, but we've had a situation that happened to both of us. And so when that happens, your body and your brain has to be able to react at one time and know that it's go time, that this is what I trained for. This is what I prepared for. I didn't sit back on the couch. I wasn't sitting on the bench. I was, in case something was getting ready to happen, I was getting myself ready to be able to deal with the situation instead of being able to fail from the situation.
I hear the word tactical being thrown around a lot nowadays. Tactical, right? But to me, the word tactical just simply means having a plan of awareness and preparedness ahead of time versus waiting until something has hit the fan. A lot of times they say there's a warning before the storm. Sometimes you can smell the rain before it begins to rain, right? So these situations that happens most of the time when a criminal or somebody violent is attempting to do something stupid to one of us or our people, we could have seen it happen. I mean, I just look at my situation, for example. I criticize myself too, because I realized that, hey man, why didn't I see this dude coming? Why wasn't I paying attention? Because I was calm, I was relaxed. I had my family with me, my wife and my kids, and I'm thinking, ain't nothing gonna happen, But these are the times when stuff tends to happen the most.
Well, it's sad that today we have to protect our family like this. And you were with your family, so your guard was dropped. You were with your family, so you were saying to yourself, everything's fine. Nobody's going to bother me. I'm with my family. Mm-hmm. But criminal doesn't take a day off. Crime doesn't stop. Crime is an ever-moving thing. And criminals are always looking for the next victim. They're always looking for an easy target. So when the situation happened to you, your brain kicked into 3 different modes. It was either going to be freeze, put your hands up, and take whatever coming to you. It was going to either be fight, or either it was going to be flight. You were going to take off running. Mm-hmm. But that day you chose to do one thing, and that thing was fight. Yeah. And so when it come down to it, I don't think he thought that you was going to bring the fight to him the way you did.
And that's the thing, like we was talking about in our first episode. Most people who commit these type of crimes, they don't expect for you to flip the script on them.
Exactly.
They don't expect for you to break the OODA loop. You see what I'm saying? But if you paying attention, if you may notice that one little thing that don't look right, maybe you can just either A, dodge the whole thing from happening, or B, if it does happen, you're more prepared. Now, speaking of getting caught off guard, people go to restaurants, out with their families, out to eat, people out shopping at malls, not paying attention. They just grabbing, clothes or whatever it is they shopping for, and they on their way and they just going and going and going. Meanwhile, you got somebody out in the parking lot watching and paying attention to everything.
Casing them.
So what you do in those type of situations?
You got to be able to spot the pre-indicators. The pre-indicators are something that's out of place. Mm-hmm. Something that looks like it doesn't belong. Look at the whole picture. You got to be able to watch everything that's moving around you. You got to be able to watch, okay, this guy, he keeps looking over at me. He keeps walking my way. Why does he have on a trench coat? Man, it is 75 degrees outside. Why he got a hoodie on? You got to be able to say to yourself, okay, something not right. You got to say to yourself, okay, I got to get in a defensive mode at this time. I got to tell myself, what can I do to react? And being able to react is a good thing. But being able to react when you're already behind, when this person is moving forward, that's a bad thing.
You mean like if you got your phone right here in your face? So it's hard to pay attention if you got a bright light. Most people got that bright light on their phone, because I know on my phone I got that. There's like a setting that you can set to go to dark mode or something like that, right? Some people don't do that, but most people got their hands or their face directly in their phone. We talking about at a gas pump, pumping gas, and that's a good one. At the gas pump, pumping gas, head directly in their phone. Or some people get in a car while they pumping gas, which to me, a car is just a casket on wheels. You know what I'm saying? It's not bulletproof. You can't dodge bullets in it or any of those things. But most people think that because they lock themselves in their car while they're pumping gas, they're okay.
No, you're not okay. A cell phone could be your best friend, but a cell phone can also be your worst enemy. You got that cell phone in your hand. If you found yourself in a DGU, it could be your best friend if you were paying attention to what was happening around you and you need to call 911. But it could be your worst enemy that if a situation is happening and you had your head down and you wasn't paying attention to what was going on around you, that cell phone can get you in a real bad situation.
Yep. It's a sad thing, that we have gotten to the point to where we're so focused on our phones and not really paying attention to things that are going around us. And I'm going to speak about something real quick. So some people are against open carry, right? Man, say what you want to say, think what you want to think. If somebody got the right to carry their gun like that, they can carry their gun like that. I'm not going to talk about or criticize the next man for how to carry their gun, right? Or woman. But there were times where I would open carry. And I would walk right into grocery stores. I'll walk right into gas stations. I'll walk right into public places. And most people didn't even realize that, hey, somebody just walked in here with a gun. It wasn't until probably after the fact. Now, take it for granted, I'm not the bad guy. I'm not the guy they should be looking out for. But what if you got the bad guys that's going along and playing the game and just gonna strap a gun on with them, and they gonna probably open carry. And when they get into wherever they gonna get into, they may want to pull that gun out and do whatever it is they want to do. But the average Joe not paying attention. Even security guard. I've even seen cops on guard as security guard.
Not paying attention.
Well,
that goes to say they're not situationally aware. Whenever someone comes in a room with me with a firearm, and even if they're open carry, or even if they're concealed carry, because I can notice them printing. Mm-hmm. If I can catch that they're printing, they become the first person that I pay attention to. They become the first person that I keep my eyes on. Then, after that, I'm scanning the room to see who else is out of place. Most concealed carriers can tell guys who possibly have a firearm on them. Mm-hmm. You can look at their appendix carry. You can look at their 3 o'clock. You can look at their 4 o'clock. And you can tell, okay, this guy might have a firearm on him. And so you become more vigilant at that point. You start trying to make sure that when I'm in a restaurant and I can tell someone else is in the restaurant with a firearm, any restaurant I go to, first of all, I want to be back up against the wall. I want to be able to see the door. I want to be able to see where's the kitchen at, because that's probably the back door exit. Mm-hmm. And I want to be able to scan the whole room. I want to be able to see the entire room, because I know that there's someone else in here with a firearm. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that person could be going through. I don't know what could be happening there today. But he's the first person that I'm going to keep my eye on, because I know that he has a firearm on him.
Yep.
And then I'm going to look for any other pre-indicators of someone else that might be.
Yep. So we talk about eye contact. You just said something about paying attention to everybody that walk in the door.
Yes.
One thing that a good buddy of mine told me is to make eye contact. And I teach my students is to, if somebody's just walking past you on the sidewalk, that person that just because they walking past you on the sidewalk, you may think they on their way somewhere. Yeah, they might be on their way somewhere. Or maybe they got ill intentions. Maybe they waiting just to get past you while you not paying attention so they can just bust you in your head and take whatever it is you got. I use the cigarette and the cigarette lighter example all the time. They say, what's that? I ask people, do you smoke a cigarette? Some people say no. I say, well, just imagine if you did. Just say you did smoke a cigarette and you got 2 guys or 3 guys coming from across the parking lot, right? And they see you, maybe you smoking a cigarette. And they like, well, the way that they can get into your personal space is by asking you
For
for a
cigarette.
cigarette or a cigarette lighter.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first things that most people are going to do, if they say yes, is use their dominant hand and reach down into their pocket and grab their cigarette or the cigarette lighter. And the second thing that most people are going to do, consciously or unconsciously, is look down. And they're going to do just like this, and they're going to reach down in their pocket for their cigarette or cigarette lighter. Meanwhile, while you looking down, that dude reaching and grabbing his pistol out his pocket, getting ready to bust you in the head.
Looking for a opening to do whatever they were trying to do.
Yep.
All they needed was that one little bitty opening to be able to advance on you. So you got to be able to identify these threats. Somebody walk up to me and say, hey, man, you got $2 if I get some gas? My car broke down over there. Nah, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing, bro. Because I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be ill will or spiteful. But I don't want you to get in my personal space.
Some people going to say, man, you're being mean. You couldn't just give them the $2.
No, it's not about the $2. I could have gave them the $2.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about my personal space.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like for too many people to get in my personal space. I don't like to go to places where a lot of people are in my personal space. Because once they're in your personal space, basically, they can take control of a situation.
Free for all.
Exactly. So you got to be able to keep people at arm's distance so that you can know that you are safe and that you're protecting the people that are around you.
Some people say the 21-foot rule, but man, the 21-foot rule, that's being general because, in some situations, 21 feet ain't enough.
It's not.
What that is an old rap song back in the day. Bad, 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 bad. Man, give me 50 feet. You got to give me some space. I don't, people walking up on you. And that's one of the main things that I learned that they doing now is they walking up on you. They may even have money in their hand. Say, hey, man, I'm a little short. Can I get a few dollars from you? And before you know it, pow! They got a gun up to their face because you look down and, you got a gun up to your face because you look down and now they then pull a gun or a knife out or whatever it is, whatever weapon of choice.
I once knew a guy who was in a convenience store. And while in this convenience store, he was reaching for his change. As he was reaching for his change, a homeless guy was standing on the side of him and was probably from here, me to you. Mm-hmm. As he stuck his hand out for his change, the homeless guy stabbed him in the chest with a knife. And I attribute that to he did not protect his personal space. Mm-hmm. He was not aware of the situation. He let someone get too close to him. He didn't notice that the homeless guy had a knife in his hand. And he didn't notice that the homeless guy was a threat. And he got stabbed in the chest over $15.
$15, man, that just go to show you that, they really just don't care. You know what I'm saying? They'll bust you over your head for anything. It's sad. This is why it's really important for us to just pay attention. And some people think because they live in a good neighborhood, they ain't got to pay attention.
He's sadly mistaken. When I lived in a certain neighborhood and I thought it was a decent neighborhood, I would cut the grass with my firearm at appendix carry. That's where I carry all the time. Crime don't stop just because you're cutting the grass. In your home, crime doesn't stop just because you made it home, like we already spoke about. When you go shopping, crime doesn't stop because you're walking through a parking lot. Crime doesn't stop when you're out to eat. Crime is consistent. It doesn't stop when you even decide that you're going to travel. When you're traveling, you're a victim because you're in a strange place. And believe me, criminals are watching you. They're paying attention to you. They're studying you. And they know that you are a foreigner in that situation. So they're going to use you as a target.
They always pick out what seems to be the weakest people or the weakest target. Or nowadays, they're going for women with kids, or even men with kids. If they see y'all with your kids, they ready to just do something to you because in their mind, you're gonna give up whatever it is that they asking for because you got to protect them kids.
This is true because when it comes down to it, that material item that you may have with you, you're not going to trade that material item for a life. You can always get material possessions back. Mm-hmm. And so they look at someone with their family as a sheep instead of a sheepdog. They say to themselves, that person is going to make sure that they do whatever it takes to get them home, which is true. And, like I said, the brain has 3 responses: freeze, fight, or flight. Mm-hmm. And if you have your family with you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to freeze. And you got to pick one of those 3. And most people are going to say, hey, this just isn't worth it.
One thing I just thought about right now is, what do you do when you sleep, man? When you just, when you're knocked out sleep, what things do you set? And I'm not talking about you, but what things do you, the viewers, what things do you set in place to where if somebody came knocking down your door in the middle of the night, that you will have time enough to get yourself prepared? Because honestly, you're waking up out of dead sleep, rubbing your eyes, you're half tired or whatever it is. Some people just, say they're just going to jump right into action. But what are some things you think we can do to prevent ourselves from becoming victims in the middle of the night?
One, I feel like everyone should have an alarm system on your home. Mm-hmm. I will not live in a home without an alarm system, without cameras. I even put those kick sticks under the doors. Those master lock kick sticks. Mm-hmm. I use those kick sticks. Those kick sticks might not stop someone coming through that door, but I just need that extra second to get ready to get your ass. And if that kick stick just slows you down enough, that's all I need.
Buying time.
That's it.
I forgot how they said it. It's you have deterrent, you have distraction, and it's another D. I can't think what it was.
You come to my door with that, it's gonna be a dead motherfucker. That's what the other D gonna be. Dead motherfucker.
Hey, you heard it first, right? But y'all gotta pay attention. People have to pay more attention to their surroundings. Women. I'm gonna go here for a second. Yeah, some of them might not like where I'm finna go, but this is the truth. Women, a lot of times, I see them in grocery stores, corner stores, and they waiting to the last minute. You already know what you're going to buy. Why are you waiting to the last minute to dig in your purse and pull out cash if you're still carrying cash nowadays? You see what I'm saying? Why do you wait to the last minute? You walk into your car, you may not have a press remote button to unlock your door. Why you wait to the last minute to get your keys in your hand? Mm-hmm. And then why do you put your keys in your dominant hand if you're carrying a gun? And if you're carrying a gun, why is that gun in your purse?
Worst thing is that gun in the purse thing to me. First of all, I try to tell women that carry a gun in their purse, you have lipstick, eyeshadow, pens, all those things in your purse. And if you're carrying a gun in your purse, that firearm is dangerous. That eyeshadow, that lipstick, that pen is all the shape of a finger. If you're not holstering that firearm that's in that purse, you could easily have a discharge that honestly be dangerous. You can have a situation that happen where you can hurt someone or yourself because that firearm isn't protected. I try to teach my students to holster your firearm, have your firearm on your person. If you have your firearm on your person, it's easy to draw. It's a lot easier than unbuttoning that purse and trying to draw your firearm to protect yourself.
You know, they got man bags now. I ain't gonna go too far on that. I don't carry one, but I'm just saying. I seen the video.
No, I don't carry a merce.
A merce.
I don't carry a man purse.
Nah. You know, now that might ruffle some feathers, but it is what it is.
Give a damn about they feathers.
This is the truth. Let they feathers just fly off.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Because what I've seen happen is this is real life. I seen a video to where some guys were already parked next to another guy's car that was inside of a store in the parking lot. He came out the store to get in his car. When he get ready to get in his car, it's a dude parked behind him. It's a dude parked on the side of him. And the dude that was on the side of him kind of bumped him with his door and threw him off. And he kind of backed back and stumbled. And you can see to where he was going like this. And he was carrying the merce. Yeah, I said he was carrying the merce. He was carrying the merce, man. I'm just saying. He was carrying one. And he had to reach down and try to get his gun. At least that's what it looked like. But before he can do anything, he was already shot. You know, and they hadn't took his merce from him.
So you're trying to tell me his merce? Definition of a merce. A man purse. First of all, you trying to tell me that his merce got him shot?
His merce got him badly hurt.
Because he was trying to unzip his merce to get his firearm out of his merce. Instead of trying to raise his shirt up, he had to unzip his purse.
You know, it is what it is. You know, but be mindful. Be mindful of where and how you carrying your firearm. This all goes along with situational awareness.
Exactly.
You know, you can't say that, oh, I'm paying attention. I'm looking, I'm paying attention.
So hold on, time out. So are you telling me when he walked in that parking lot, he should have unzipped his merch before he got to the parking lot?
Man, he shouldn't even had it in there.
Because see, if he would have unzipped his merch, he could have just reached in and drew his. Did he have an LCP?
Maybe. Probably would. You know, but I'm just saying, you know, however you carry,
yes,
consistently carry that way, and make sure the way that you carrying is close and convenient enough for you to get to your gun, because you ain't got time to rack your gun back. You ain't got time to hurry up and unzip a zipper. You ain't got time to
unbutton the button,
lift up 5-6 layers of shirts or whatever. You ain't got time for that.
When it's go time, it's go time. And if you train regularly, you're going to be in your mind saying to yourself, damn, like I said, I've been waiting on you. I knew you was coming. I didn't know what day it was going to happen, but I knew one day possibly you might come. And I was preparing for you. And unfortunately, I don't want to do what I have to do, but I'm going to do what I have to do.
Because at the end of the day, you have family, and even if you don't have family that you're not close to, you got people that's depending on you, that love you, that would be saddened and burdened to put you and bury you in the ground. You know, if you got life insurance, or maybe you got to sell fish fry plates, or whatever. People don't want to have to go through all that when you could have just paid a little bit more attention.
So basically, we try to tell you, get your face out the phones. Pay attention to your surroundings. Watch what's going on around you. Watch everything moving around you. When you're walking through parking lots, Okay, that person is sitting in that car. I seen that blue Jeep when I first got out the car 50 minutes ago. Now he's circling around to where I'm at. That guy right there is cutting between the car. He got a basket, but he don't have no groceries in it. What's in his hand? Always keep watching what's moving around you. Because if you're not paying attention to what's moving around you, then you'll find yourself behind the 8 ball when what's moving around you been paying attention to you.
You know, it's like the guy that was sitting in the parking lot for 2 hours waiting on somebody to pick on, and he picked on the wrong guy. You know, I hate to keep beating the dead horse, but it is what it is. I've been there, I lived it, I seen it. You know, waiting for 2 hours. You know, I went shopping one day to a local store here around the corner down the highway, and it was a nice neighborhood. It was a nice store. It was a nice outlet. You wouldn't think nothing like this would happen over here in this area. Man, there's an app. I'm gonna give y'all some game real quick.
Free game.
Free game. Check it out. There's an app called Citizen. Citizen. You can put it on your phone. What Citizen does is it lets you know damn near any crime that's going on around you. Hell, it don't even got to be around you. You can leave your house, like I be in another state, and I get a notification this is going on around my area. It lets you know what's going on. So me and my wife went inside of a store one day. My phone started going off. Ding, 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 ding. And it's the Citizen app.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what was going on?
What was going on?
Somebody right next to where we had parked was getting robbed as they walked out of the store. So that means those people were sitting in the parking lot when me and my wife and kids pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Could have just chose us as we was getting out the car. But they chose to pick the people that was coming out the store as we was going in. Getting in their car next to us.
Can I ask you a question?
Talk to me.
Was that day, did you have your firearm on you? Were you open carry?
I wasn't open carrying. I was concealed carrying.
Oh, okay. See, I was wondering that because if you were open carry, they might have felt like you were someone that would fight them back versus someone who was concealed carry. So, like we were saying, open carry can be a good thing. Open carry can be a bad thing. Because a bully don't want nobody who's going to fight them back.
We're going to have to do an episode strictly on that because there's a lot of talk, amongst the 2A community regarding that topic about open carry, concealed carry. Some people just bash other people for how they choose to carry. Hey, it is what it is. Whether you conceal carry, open carry, it is what it is. Do what you want to do as long as you're exercising your Second Amendment right. But furthermore, as long as you're training. Because if you open carry, just know you also got some guys out there that'll see that gun and be like, oh, yeah.
You got vultures.
I want to take that.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of times that you done seen, and I know I done seen videos of someone open carry and someone behind them in a convenience store or in a restaurant or on the street. Just walk up to them and grab the firearm and try to wrestle with them to get it off their hip.
Yeah.
So that comes back to situational awareness.
Yeah.
That comes back to watching everything that's moving around you. That comes back to, I keep telling you, I need you to give me arm's distance. I don't need you up close to me. Because if you're up close to me, you can strike. You can grab hold of me. You can cause some kind of harm to me. But if I keep you at arm's distance and keep you at arm's bay, I can step back and I can draw my firearm if I had to protect myself.
Which brings me upon my next talk, which is what do you pay attention to the most? I pay attention to their hands the most.
Bingo.
Because I can't do nothing to you without my hands.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Can't do nothing to you without my hands. Some people, they say, oh, I'm watching the eyes. I'm watching their eyes. I'm watching, seeing what they doing with their eyes. But you got to understand, they can't do nothing to you without their hands. Right? if you can pay attention to them simultaneously. Some people can't chew bubblegum and walk at the same time.
Not that trip.
But if you can pay attention to them simultaneously, but pay attention to their hands, because it's so easy for you to drop sight of their hands, and then that split second or split of a second.
That's when they will react and respond.
Come on, man.
Hey, bro, I always watch hands. I watch hands because I don't want to make sure. I want to make sure that there's nothing in those hands. I want to make sure that I can react off of what you're doing. Either you're balling up to make a fist, you might be getting ready to grab a edge weapon, or you might be getting ready to pull out a firearm. I have no idea. But if I recognize you as a threat, if I feel like I'm threatened by you, you became my main center of attention. I'm going to watch you. I'm watching what you do. And I'm going to make sure that all 100% of my attention is going towards you. Because I don't know if I got to draw my weapon. And if I had to draw my weapon and protect myself, I'm going to do that. It is what it is. I ain't even tripping.
Yeah. So I hope y'all really get the gist of what we telling y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Pay attention to your surroundings.
I pay attention to my surroundings from when I wake up. When I'm walking out to my car, I got my firearm in my hand when I wake up in the morning. When I'm walking out to my car, because I don't know what could be coming around the side of my house. I don't know what could be coming around down the street. I'm trying to make sure that I get to my vehicle without something happening. When I get off work, as I go to my car, I'm watching everything that's moving around me. I'm watching the whole entire parking lot. When I'm in a grocery store parking lot, I don't park up front because that's for handicapped people and that's for pregnant and expecting mothers. The center of a grocery store parking lot, that's pretty much the safe zone because there's high traffic. I park my car all the way to the back because I don't want nobody to bump the goddamn door. But parking all the way to the back has its issues. When you park all the way to the back, you set yourself up for being the one that can possibly be robbed. Because you're back there. The crowd is more towards the front of the store. The traffic is in the middle of the store. You're at the end of the parking lot because you don't want your doors to get door dings. And when you walk back there, it gives criminals a chance to assess you as you walk back there. It gives them to see, okay, he has on a watch. I'm looking at the shoes he have on. I'm looking at the clothes he have on. I'm looking at the car that he drives. He has on a necklace. They're seeing what they could possibly rob you for. Mm-hmm. And with them seeing the things that they can possibly rob you for or take your car, you're giving them that opportunity. So you got to ask yourself this question when you pull into a parking lot, when you park your car, when you're watching everything that's moving around you, the people in the cars, like I said, when you're watching the people cutting through the parking lot, you got to pay attention to all that because you can find yourself in a situation if you don't.
Real fast. Just pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. If I would have paid a little bit more attention, maybe things would have happened a little bit different, which is why we here today letting y'all know. We joke a lot, but we serious. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you got kids and you're out and about with your kids, you should really be on high alert. They have different levels of awareness, and you got to think white to red and orange and different colors and things like that. Basically just different levels, but honestly, you should always be on high alert.
Exactly.
Because you never know when you never know when shit is about to hit the fan. So, this is We Stay Ready podcast, episode number 2, Situational Awareness. I'm your host, Deverick Woodfork, with All Out Tactical Firearms Training and Education. It's my co-host,
Wayne Brown with Fight Back Firearms Training.
and we merging together to show y'all and teach y'all and inform and educate y'all on different things. And we showing you how people can come together and make things happen without all the bickering and fussing and fighting. You know, that's a whole nother topic. But make sure y'all like, subscribe. Man, they been watching, but they ain't been subscribing.
Hey, we need y'all to like and hit that little button at the bottom to subscribe, because every week we're going to teach you more and give you more topics on things that you probably don't even pay attention to. And you'll sit back and say to yourself, damn, I never thought about that. So stay tuned. We're going to drop these every week, and we're going to make sure that we grow together with We Stay Ready podcast.